Little late night tea for you guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. I'll give you guys a break from tinfoil hat man, right? I mean, sorry. Yeah. I was going to pull cards. I think I'm going to pull one card after I get done. Just giving you guys a brief, something to think about. Um, this world works on money, right? I mean, there's no secret there. But in a lot of ways, it tries to break you because of that reason, right? I mean, let's say your neighbor or somebody comes up to you or a good friend and say, "Hey, can you help me do something?" Maybe it takes a day. Um, you've got to have balance. So if it's somebody, it depends who it is, right? If it's somebody that in their lives that they would never do anything for you, right? If you ask them, but now they're asking you for help. Do you help them? Is that a moral question? How would you help them? I personally, I don't think I've ever said no to anybody. Uh, 'Cause who am I to judge, right? Judge not, lest ye be judged. And if they don't have money, then of course I'm going to help them in whatever way I can. If I don't have money, then it doesn't matter. Just help them with whatever they need help with. If you're building a fence, maybe they need help digging a hole because their animal died. Maybe they're not well and they just need help just making them feel good, right? I'm never going to feel like I need to do that for money. In a lot of ways, you hear a lot of stories and people say, well, you got to take care of yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, then nobody's going to take care of you, right? That's kind of the attitude that the world puts on your plate. But then at the same time, if you're helping somebody, you are helping yourself, right? If you and I are one. Law of one is will take you down a path that most people don't want to go down, right? Because eventually, if you see yourself as one with everybody else and you just are helping people that are asking for help, trying to make sure that you're keeping people from unnecessarily taking advantage of you, then it leads you down a path where, eventually a lot of people start turning their back on you. Because for one thing, if you're doing things for free, you're not going to have any money. At the same time, people throw negative judgments at you or whatever. They'll view you in a certain light that doesn't. All of us can feel negative projections, right? When people are thinking negatively about you and say, "Oh, maybe they're lazy or they're not doing anything." They're not. Well, I can tell you from personal first-hand experience, just the act of grounding out negative energy is more work than pretty much anything else. If you're working in a group of people, and let's say you're getting gang stalked, let's say everybody's pointing negative energy at you. Working through that is a lot harder than just picking up a hammer and smashing a nail, right? I mean, let's be honest. There's lots of cognitive abilities, things that take more cognitive time, when you're writing things out, that takes a lot of effort. But do we really want to live in a world where everything interaction that we do with each other has to have money involved? I don't think so. That's what creates the imbalance, right? There's a reason why prophets were I mean, you can always point at the story of Elijah, where he killed 450 prophets of Baal because they wanted to worship a false idol, and when their false idol didn't really help them, Uh, they just took him down to the river and killed him. I mean, what else do you do, right? If you're worshiping a false idol, you're living in some kind of delusion. I mean, the only thing that's real is the creator. I mean, the created comes and goes. The created is something that if you think that you are created, if you think that you're the created, then you'll buy into thinking that you'll identify with creation and you'll move that energy from the past to the forward because you'll think, oh, I'm this created thing. Instead of saying, I'm the creator, I create this vessel, I create my state of being, I create everything around me. I can tell you that I will never sacrifice who I am for anybody's idea or point of view. Not ever. Eventually, you have to get to that place. It's like, no, you and I are one. If you don't want to treat me like you and I are one, then I don't know what to do. I'll ask for help. I'll always ask for help. Hey, I need help with this. You know, you want to humble yourself because, I mean, when you do see that we are all one, you want to humble yourself to the needs of people when they need you. And if they need anything, then there's no reason why we shouldn't be helping one another. When we start worshiping false idols, that really breaks down. The world is coming to a crisis. I mean, you see it. I think I just saw that on a YouTube post tonight. A crisis is coming. The whole world is coming to a crisis. I mean, the whole country of Africa is in the middle of a crisis. You really have to, I don't know. It's why I created the decentralized decision-making system. I mean, you can go to my website at bcurtis.org, bcurtis.org, and go to the decentralization page. You can watch my proof of concept there. If you're interested in, it is lacking, that proof of concept is lacking a couple of things that you would need if you were going to start working and managing people and groups as an administrator. Just a couple of functions like, sending people an invite code and a registration code so that they could log in and be a part of that group that you invited them to. Simple stuff like that. I know I'm not going to really want to talk about all that stuff with you guys. Technical details about an app, about how that we work together and make group decisions together. But it's interesting by now when you think about it. It's like, why am I the only person that came up with that concept? We came up with it with currency because people want to protect their money, right? Decentralized currency, right? Because people were worried somebody's controlling their dollar, right? The dollar bill is manipulated. Everything's manipulated, even decentralized currencies. And that's what the struggle they're going through. It's like, well, we've created this decentralized blockchain, but people have still, because you can still, the people with the most money can still buy up the most Bitcoin and control it. You can control the market. All you have to do is own the most of it. Right? You have to figure out how to nip that in the bud. So if you create a control circuit on how you control the energy between you and me, there will always be somebody that has more power over the energy between you and me than you and I do. Unless you and I say, not interested in that. You and I are going to work together and get rid of that old system and just build the things that we want to build for each other, and then create nice boundaries to make sure that the people that believe in that system are paying for what we are building together. Right? I love you guys. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what illusions that we all believe in or not believe in. There's no reason not to love the people around you and support them as best you can. And, you find out who your real friends are when they support you or they don't support you. Or they stop talking to you and or they, reach out every once in a while and tell them how much they care about you. So, try to do that to as many people as you can, right? If you haven't heard from somebody, reach out and say, hey, look, I love you. If you need help, reach out and ask for help. I mean, I need help. I constantly need help. If you guys want to donate to me, you can reach out privately, or even through my website. My email is pretty easy. If you want to donate to me or my channel, or I have things for sale on my website at circuitbreaker.com. Or if you just need help, I'd be glad to help you. Or just be there to listen, right? Most of the time, it's just a person that is willing to listen to what you're going through, so you don't feel alone. You should never have to feel alone. Maybe this is my like self-help channel, right? For me, because I want to express myself to you guys. I think all of us need to be in a position where we can express ourselves to each other and communicate what we need, right? Yeah. I did that today. I made another video and I expressed my needs to somebody because they asked for my help, and I said, well, look, hey, they offered help in a way that was, that met both of our needs. But when one person's needs aren't being met, you really have to come to terms with that. And if one person's needs aren't being met, you gotta go. Probably something I'm going to talk about in a meeting tomorrow. But, yeah. Everyone wants their needs met. And you have to make sure that you express your needs, right? My needs are not being met in a lot of different ways, just monetarily, because if somebody asks me to do something, I'll be like, great, I would love to help you. But then there always gets to a point where I'm afraid it's time for me to leave, because I am here, you asked me to do something, and I am meeting your needs. How are my needs being met? You have to leave. That's why coaching just doesn't work. You can coach somebody, and you're meeting the needs of the coach because you're paying them. But then eventually that relationship falls away because your needs aren't being met. Did the coach meet your need? Maybe they provided you with some knowledge, but did that knowledge make you grow closer to that person? Sometimes, maybe, right? But to be perfectly honest, the most powerful stories that I've ever heard are when somebody was in a really dark place and somebody helped them, regardless of whether or not they had money or didn't have money. And that relationship grew because of that. Relationships don't grow when you've got people that, yeah, I think you guys know what I'm saying. So let's draw one card, right? One card. The first card that popped into my mind, we'll see if that card comes up. I don't know if that card will pop up or not. I don't know. I have no idea. That wasn't the card I was thinking of. But it's as good a card as any. King of Cups. King of Cups brings order to the realm and offers loving energy for, it doesn't matter where you're at or what you're doing, or don't feel down on yourself. Believe in yourself and believe that it's okay to not have to have a lot of money or not have a lot of money. Or if you have a lot of money, it does not matter. Don't ever think negatively about yourself for any reason. You're always learning lessons, and most of those lessons are just how to make sure that your needs are being met in every relationship that you're in. The same way that you're meeting the needs of the other person. And if they're not meeting your needs the same, leave. It's no offense. People a lot of times they'll unconsciously, and me included, unconsciously not meeting the needs of someone else. You have to speak up when your needs aren't being met, or else a lot of times they won't be, because people just, it is what it is. So, I love you guys. Have a beautiful day on this late Saturday night. I felt like I needed to make a video tonight, and I really didn't know what I was going to talk about. But, it is what it is. So, love you guys. Have a beautiful day.